Hello everyone, my name is Safa Meghalis Islami, but you can call me Safa, with student number 24-2020-44. I'm really excited to share my presentation with you. The topic we'll be discussing is understanding culture differences through Hofstede culture dimension. In this presentation, I will talk what culture actually means, why cross-culture understanding matters, especially for English students like us, and how Hofstede theory helps us compare Indonesian culture and Western culture. What is culture? Culture can be seen as a set of shared value, belief, and habit that shape how people live and communication. It's learned from our family and others in our community, and always changing as society develops. Cross-culture understanding means being aware of difference between culture and learning how to interact respectfully and effectively with people from another background. And why it's matter from English student? As an English student, we don't just learn grammar or vocabulary, we also learn about communication. When we talk about people from another country, culture understanding helps us to avoid misunderstanding and become better global communicator.
There are several characteristics of culture. First, culture is learned. Culture is not something we are born with, but from generation to the next generation. And then, culture is shared. Members of society hold common tradition, language, and moral value. And then the last is dynamic. Culture changes as people adapt to new social or global influence. And then the element of culture. The element of culture is first language. Language is so important because we use to communicate, express our emotion and ideas. And then norms. Norms are the rules or standard of behavior achieved in a society. For example, in Indonesia, it's considered polite to slightly bow your head when passing in front of older people. And the last, belief and value. These are the principles and ideas that society considers true, right, or important. For example, in Indonesia, people value is togetherness, harmony, and respect. But in Western value, independence and personal freedom.
Now, let's look at Hofstede culture dimension and how they can be seen in Indonesian culture and Western culture, like the US.
Delta H is equal to delta U plus delta PB.
Dalam waktu 1 tahun, dengan ketinggian jelajah 100.000 di atas permukaan bumi. Terima kasih.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all...
Flight attendant of the year, let's go!
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to welcome you on board on flight number IU151.
Karena kita tahu influencer ini sangat berpengaruh ya terhadap
pesawat yang nyaman. Nah, otomatis kita gambar dulu sketsanya.
In Western culture, such as United States, individualism highlights independence, personal goals, and self-expression. Meanwhile, in Indonesian culture, many other Eastern society collectivists focus on togetherness, maintaining family, and achieving harmony within the group. In real life, for the example, in Indonesia, university students usually prefer to collaborate and make decisions that benefit everyone in the group. When differences of opinion arise, they often choose polite or indirect ways to express disagreement to maintain good relationship. On the other hand, students in the United States are encouraged to share their personal opinions openly, even it leads to debate, because expressing one individual viewpoint is seen as a valuable part of learning. This culture contrasts strongly influence how people communicate. In Indonesia, often rely on indirect communication to avoid conflict and preserve social harmony, while Western tend to use direct communication to ensure clarity and efficiency. As a result, cross-cultural misunderstanding will happen. Western might view Indonesia as hesitant or unclear, whereas Indonesia might see Western as too blunt or impolite. According to Hofstede culture dimension theory, Indonesia ranks high in collectivism, which means that people generally put family and community interests above their personal ambition. In contrast, both the United States score high in individualism, indicating that independence, personal responsibility, and self-expression are key culture value. Understanding this dimension help us interrupt why people from these two cultures behave differently in group setting, communication style, and decision-making process. It also reminds us to adapt our approach when interacting with people from diverse culture backgrounds. So, to wrap things up, culture shapes how we think, speak, and act. Hofstede culture dimension, like individualism, help us understand why Indonesian culture and Western culture often act differently. Doing this project taught me that culture understanding is not just academic, it's something we use in real life. When we are aware of these differences, we become more open-minded, respectful, and adaptable. Thank you so much for listening my presentation. I hope you enjoy and learn something new about Hofstede culture dimension and how they help us bridge culture gaps. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.